I'm going to read some pages from this novel, Map of Betrayal, and the kernel of the story here, the novel is based upon an actual event. In 1985, when I came to the States that year, I was a graduate student at Brandeis, and living in a graduate dorm, so there were a lot of Chinese grad students, a lot of visiting scholars. And then toward the end of I think late in the fall, there was a big scandal, in the news. A Chinese man, in fact, Chinese American man, who worked in CIA, was arrested as a top spy for China, and because he was at the time he had worked for China as a spy for so many years. He was, I think, was the highest ranking spy in China. He was a vice minister for national security, a very big job, and so as a result, we all thought he would be swamped back to China, repatriated, maybe with the exchange for other spies, U.S. spies, jailed in China. But it turned out that China denied to have any connection with him, and he committed suicide, killed himself in prison. And so it was a huge shock to me, and that event stayed with me. And so when, after decades, more than 2 decades, I thought about this, still it bothered me. And so I began to think how to write this book. And because if you work on a historical novel, the basic principle is you must make it relevant to the current situation, to our time. So for me, that is the difficult part. That's why I decided on to create another line of the narrative, that is the daughter's narrative. But I really took advantage of the situation that his files were still unacceptable to the public. So that means there was a lot of room for my creation. And for instance, I don't know how many children he had, whether he had a daughter, I'm not sure. But he had children. But I think when before he went to trial, he asked the government to keep the children and family out of the process, because also he was a top spy in the CIA. So his archives are not open. So as a result, a lot of inner workings are not cannot be examined. So that really gave me a lot of freedom, in a way, to create this story.